Golda Meir once said, "It took Moses 40 years to find the only place in the Middle East with no oil." But Israel's wealth lay not under the ground, but in its people, the Jewish people, exiles, pilgrims, and dreamers from around the world who made the desert bloom into a high-tech superpower. Israel accomplished this miracle not by abandoning its history and identity, but by embracing them. Sadly, some of Israel's neighbors have failed to appreciate how following Israel's example could have brought prosperity to the region. Instead, they chose war. They decided to impoverish their people in a futile effort to destroy Israel. They succeeded in the former, while failing in the latter. Anti-Semitism is the world's oldest bigotry, and given that we are all here today, it is also the world's most futile. Egyptian pharaohs, Roman emperors, Persian shahs, and Middle Eastern despots have sought to destroy the nation of Israel. Adolf Hitler dreamed of a world without Jews, an idea he shares with Hamas. Today, these regimes and empires have crumbled into dust, but Israel stands, and the Jewish people prosper. I pray for the day when the entire world will recognize the futility of anti-Semitism, when leaders will abandon self-destructive hatred and forge a new future in partnership with Israel by building on the Abraham Accords. Under President Trump's leadership, there are signs that the future may be closer than we dared dream. But only if we can overcome the futile, persistent evil of anti-Semitism can we reach that future.
Well, we have now a surge of anti-Semitism as we speak. And those who expected, after the tremendous anti-Semitic savagery of Hamas on October 7th, the most savage attack on the Jews since the Holocaust, that it would cause a decline of anti-Semitism, well, people who harbored those hopes have been wildly disappointed. Because what we see is the exact opposite. We see demonstrations, protests in the capitals of the West and other countries that celebrate these murderers, these rapists, these baby burners, these hostage takers. Celebrate them. We see not only the burning of Israeli flags, and this is consequential. You see the burning of American flags, British flags, Canadian flags, French flags. That's not an accident, because the people who are leading this charge are basically challenging Western civilization or free societies as we understand them. When you celebrate these killers, you're celebrating the complete breakdown of civilized society as we understand it. Had they had their way, they would have slaughtered every man, woman, and child in this state, and every Jew around the world. They openly say that. Their patron, Iran, openly says that. As you have these talks now with Iran, between Iran and the United States, the Ayatollah Khamenei tweets, he's a great tweeter, by the way, he tweets, Israel has to be annihilated. The cancer of the Jewish state has to be uprooted. He's open about it. This is the scourge that we are dealing with. And of course, many are taken in by these protests or are cowed by them. More than anything is they're cowed by them. They fear them. They want to control the rampant attacks that are then directed at them for having relations with Israel, for having contacts. And what you try to do is you want to corral your victim, but in fact, your countries are the victim. Because what is being done is an attempt to deny Israel, and in fact to deny all free societies, the ability to fight these barbarians. So the first lie that is put against us is that we are deliberately killing civilians. We are texting civilians by the millions. Millions of text messages, millions of phone calls, cell phone calls, millions of pamphlets, please get out, because we are going to come in. And that's why the ratio of non-combatants to combatants killed in the most dense urban warfare arena in modern history is the lowest in the Gaza war. Not only do I say that, but John Spencer, who's the foremost expert on this in West Point, on urban warfare, he says there's never been anything like this. anything like this. The Israeli army that is so maligned has gone out of its way in ways that no other army, and Israel has gone in the way of no other country, more than any other country, and more than any other military, to prevent civilian casualties. And Hamas has gone out of its way to create civilian casualties because they want to harness and promote the anti-Semitic sentiments that you see in the West.
Another orchestrated lie aimed at smearing Israel, which senior officials from the United Nations and a number of countries had unashamedly promoted, relates to Israel supposedly using humanitarian aid as a tool of war. Meanwhile, in the southern Gaza Strip, two of the American aid distribution centers, which are located in Tel al-Sultan and the Morag corridor, under heavy IDF security arrangements, have been made operational, distributing over 8,000 packages on the first day alone, which includes approximately 462,000 meals. Meanwhile, U.S. Ambassador to Israel Mike Huckabee reacted to the distribution of aid, highlighting its effectiveness.
I'm so glad it started officially yesterday. There were lines of people that got food. It was not stolen by Hamas. The manner in which it was distributed is effective so far. And I think it's really sad and disgusting that the United Nations and many of the organizations that claimed they wanted to feed people now stand on the sidelines and give Bronx cheers instead of applause and participation in the effort. So it's clear that their real goal was not for humanitarian aid. Their real goal was that they wanted credit for doing something. And now that it's being done around them, instead of participating, joining, and being a helping hand, they are a hurting hand, and that's unfortunate.